Yo, long hairs. Welcome to episode 96 of Let It Ride. Here we talk long hair and business, advocate for hair equality, and celebrate men's long manes with hair whips and high fives. If you're a guy with long hair, you're in the right place. Here with El Moreno at the Long Hairs Global Headquarters, I'm El Rubio, and our guest on this episode is a big-time playmaker in the games of life in American football. And big-time playmakers make big-time plays. He is a leader, a communicator, a coach and mentor, a lover and companion, a creator, a continuous learner, and a competitor. He is the co-creator of The Uncommons, an uncommon specimen of a man in his own right. He is the standout wide receiver hailing from Orange County, California, standing at 5 feet, 11 inches tall and weighing in at 195 pounds. Joining Let It Ride in studio. You better get off the tracks when the train's coming through. He is Kaleb El Kike Fossum. Welcome to Let It Ride.
What's up, dog?
Hey, my piss is hot right now from that intro, man. I really hope some NFL scouts listen to that intro. Jesus, hopefully that gets me signed right there.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Stretch you out a couple inches, gave you a little
very generous
out in the weight category there.
Oh, you didn't hit any of his lifting numbers either.
I hit a growth spurt,
some squats, some 40 times.
For sure.
I love that. That was awesome. I appreciate that intro, man.
Dude, you bet.
Are exclusively wide receiver, or do you play defensive back too, or other positions?
Nah, in college I was strictly pretty much slot receiver, played a little bit outside, return punts and kicks as well, so return specialist.
Nevada Wolfpack?
Yeah, I went to Washington State out of high school, the Cougars. Then I transferred to Nevada after my sophomore season at Washington State.
Dude, kick ass.
Yeah.
Go Cougs. Shout out Adam Bremeyer and the Wolfpack right there in the
Pack.
Mountain West with the Fresno State Bulldogs.
Yep.
Dude, just a lot to unpack here, a lot to learn about you. Pumped to have you on the episode. But why don't you start off, just introduce yourself. Where are you now? What are you up to? Just a quick recap of how we got connected.
Yeah, man. So, you hit it on the head with the intro. I appreciate it. Got all my archetypes in there as well. I really appreciate that. So I'm from Orange County, California, born and raised, Lake Forest to be specific. As of right now, after I was done playing, I am coaching, mentoring. I'm at a school called The Togethership. It's an elite athlete middle school. So 7th and 8th graders, pretty crazy. We focus on sports and academics. It's pretty much just elite athletes. It's pretty wild. Nice. I also coach 7-on-7 football for OC Elite, which is a pretty elite club down in Orange County. We compete very, very well. And then also, as you said, a co-creator for the Uncoms with my best friend Luke, man. So been doing that, been training. You know, I'm still training in the sense that Bill Belichick comes to his senses and offers me a contract here soon for the Patriots. But yeah, man, just love what you guys are doing. I came across your page, I think, a little over a year ago. And I loved the niche group of long-haired men. You know, I was growing my hair out. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm trying to look up Pinterest and hairstyles and trying to let it ride and get that confidence to keep going. So your guys' page was awesome, and we connected a little bit, and here we are, man. It's awesome.
Dude, phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Well, you just dropped a lot of heat right there with the stuff you're doing. I'd love to dig into the school side, and you know, there's several elites too. So
a lot of elites.
What makes this school elite, and what's the deal?
Yeah, so it's called Togethership. We call it an elite athlete middle school. Right now, it's 7th, 8th grade, and 8th grade holdbacks. And pretty much what it is, man, their structure is very different. This isn't like PE class with your normal 1 through 7 period. It's in the morning, 8 o'clock. They're doing speed work till about 9:30. Yeah. They have a little break. They do academics. They have lunch, academics again, and then we hit the weight room from 1 to 2:30. And just the coaching staff that we have from basketball, volleyball, football, and baseball is all former Division I players. Okay. Some went pro, had a cup of coffee, whatever the case is. So they're just surrounded by young coaches who just went through the process. You know? So it's really, really cool. And even our teachers are. One of our teachers is a BJJ, champion and blue belt. One of them traveled the world, spent some time in like Africa, Brazil, like just crazy, well-rounded, open-minded teachers. So it's a really cool environment.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, do the kids have to qualify to get into the school?
Yeah. So there was a pretty like structured, interview process, you could say. Like they handpicked these first 50 kids, and it's a startup, so it was like this is our second year, I think. But it's really taken off. They'd go to the house, they'd interview the kids separately from their parents, ask them, what their goals are, what they want to do with their life, how they want to change the world. It's very cool, and it's pretty much the gloves are off when they're there. The parents are really open and cool about it. Like, whatever you need to teach my kid, man, the gloves are off.
Yeah.
So it's been a really cool lesson for me. I've never really been around so many kids in my life, so it's a cool, humbling experience for me as well.
And you're doing the fitness side of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do. I coach speed. I do strength, and I also do football. So Spellman Performance is actually San Diego based. His other partner Dylan. We run the speed and strength side of it, which is pretty cool. And then I get to do the football side with Dakota Prue Cup. He went to Oregon. He's the quarterback for the Calgary Stampeders right now. So these kids hop on Zoom calls, and these guys come in with Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Joe Burrow's been around.
No way.
So we're pretty plugged in with these guys out in Orange County where they come and train and stuff. So they come see the kids. These kids if we had this when we were kids, man.
Yeah, that's unreal.
So it's awesome. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, badass. You ever see Clay Matthews out there?
Clay Matthews, I wish, man. That guy's a monster.
He's in the area for sure.
Oh, no way. Is he out here?
I believe. I know he was always off season.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Greater
I would
Los
love to see that
Angeles,
guy.
Orange County.
Okay.
Area. I just wouldn't be surprised if he was involved in something like that.
For sure.
Yeah, kind of like how we met Rogers that one night at the bar.
We did.
No
meet
way?
Aaron
Yeah, we
Rodgers
met
here.
Aaron Rodgers at a bar downtown. one night.
That's awesome, dude. What was he doing? Was he just like
standing
sneaking
in
around?
line, standing in line to get a beer.
Get the hell out of here.
Right
And
behind
no one
us.
knew?
Bro, literally right behind us. And our buddy
You're like-
Jeff just looks back. He's like, guys, fucking Aaron Rodgers is right
Hey,
behind
Rodgers.
us.
Hey, Rodgers. Just get a check.
We're like, no, shut up, dude. Then this guy turns around and looks. He's like, bro, what's up?
You need to grow your hair out, bro. Stop cutting your hair.
Hey, one last question though.
Yeah.
Could I run outside? Could we go do some routes out front? Really
Oh,
quick?
absolutely.
No, I asked
Absolutely.
him that at the bar.
You asked him that?
Yeah.
Hey, can you throw me a pass real quick,
Yes.
bro?
It was a no-go. But hey, you got to shoot your shot, right?
No, absolutely. What's the worst that happens?
Well,
Says no.
he said no.
Yeah.
So the Togethership, there's a qualification process where the athletes get in there, and are you a full-time employee? How many people? It's a startup, so still figuring some stuff out. What's structurally like? How does it work?
So we have a owner, founder, principal. His name's Devin Quinn. He's Orange County, raised, born. He was the right-hand man of Jordan Palmer, who is a quarterback guru, trains all these high-level quarterbacks, NFL guys, which is why Joe Burrow, those guys come around. It's through Devin. He's created crazy relationships. These kids literally, for their first period, we take a group of them, we bus them over to the Great Park in Orange County, and they catch for Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold.
No way.
The whole Patriots were out there this offseason. It was
Wow.
so they're around just greatness all the time. But yeah, so it starts with Devin, and then we have a nutritionist. We have, like I said, we have football coaches, volleyball, basketball, baseball. And I think we have 3 teachers. And then Dylan, the strength and speed coach, he also teaches science, like the body and like how to take care of it.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy. It's a great dynamic, and like I said, it's been a humbling experience.
And it's boys and girls?
Yeah, boys and girls. We
Okay.
don't have that many girls right now. I think with the overwhelming number of boys, but we're starting to get more, and it's catching some buzz out in Orange County. I think we just got another location, so hopefully it starts to blow up a little bit, man.
Now, is the goal to get these kids out, outside of do their academic stuff, but like to a high level in their chosen sport?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy nowadays. Like, if you're not involved in sports, like when you're 6 years old right now, like, it's not like back in the day, like, I'm going to join freshman football. Like, you're not making the team now because these kids are so specialized and dialed in their niche field and sport. It's pretty crazy. So I think the goal is just to send them to high school as, educated, in best shape mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, just as like a man and grown woman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be ready to play varsity as a freshman
Okay.
and then go on and get a Division I scholarship. And so I don't teach them to be good at freshman football. It's to be a freshman on varsity, and then you get a Division I level type of football and sport. You know what I mean? That kind of deal. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Badass, man.
Yeah.
And then OC Elite is a little different.
Yeah.
Or
so,
entirely different. It's not a
OC
school. What is
Elite,
it? OC Elite.
It's a club 7-on-7. So 7-on-7 is like a competition in football for off season. Usually, like, your high school teams will have 7-on-7 teams, but now it's turned to club. And so since COVID hit, it got pretty wild. There's clubs from everywhere. Every team has a club, and it's it's getting pretty wild. But so OC Elite, we had like our high school team had like 5 of the top receivers in the nation.
Yeah.
And so we trickled down to 10U all the way up to high school. Then we had a couple tackle club teams. So it's just growing football wise. But again, it's a staff full of Division I football players with knowledge of the game. Our other offensive coordinator, Austin Pettis, played in the league for like 10 years. It's just so you're just surrounded. And I'm constantly learning from the kids and the older guys and Austin and Kevin and Devin. So it's just learning from all these dudes, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm surrounded by a lot of greatness all the time. It's very humbling.
So a lot of fitness every day, just a lot of energy, just really flowing through the hair.
Yeah, flowing.
So what? Let's go back to like your fitness journey. Like when did it start for you? Have you always been a football guy, or what's your deal?
So growing up, man, I've always been an athlete. It was just kind of instilled to me when I was a kid. My dad was pretty tough on me with it. It was kind of like my ticket, you know. My dad was an athlete, but didn't have the career that he wished.
Okay.
So he's pretty hard on me. Grew up playing baseball, football, MMA was pretty much my first love.
Yeah.
Got into it. I was a left-handed pitcher in baseball, so I kind of stuck with that. I got to high school, and I met my first strength coach at J. Sarah Catholic High School where I first went. And he was more of a military guy, Coach John Davis, and that's where OGFY, the first company that I started, which turned into the Uncommons, came from. And it was just this mentality of you're going into the weight room to get fucking yoked. And like the weight room is a sanctuary of where it's going down. You have a job to do and you get it done. You know, you're lifting heavy shit with your boys and it's a vibe. You know?
Yeah.
So that was when Coach Davis like instilled this mentality to me that I fell in love with. I got my first taste of pre-workout, man. I never looked back. And so my fitness journey kind of went there. And then I was more of a baseball player throughout high school. I actually quit football my sophomore year to focus on baseball as a left-handed pitcher. And then didn't have any Division I scholarships coming out of high school. I had a good look for baseball, a couple D1 offers, talking to some walk-on opportunities, but I really, really wanted to play football. And that's before the show when I talked to you guys about, I mean, we have the send it method, we call it, for the Uncommons, but me and my dad sat there and emailed every school in the country, I think twice, just trying to get a look, trying to get a walk-on opportunity. And it got to the point where I was like, fuck, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hawaii offered me for baseball, so I was going to go play both there. And then Washington State came out of the blue. It was funny because my dad's like, hey, we haven't emailed the Washington State special teams coordinator yet. I was like, man, no one's bit. Like, you know, what the fuck? So he sent the email anyway. The guy got back to me later that day. It was like, Coach Mealy, he was like, hey, man, I got a preferred walk-on for you. You can come return kicks for me. We'll see what happens. And I was like, bet. So I committed and went to Washington State out of high school, and that's kind of where the journey just kind of took off from there.
And you didn't have any film from high school, really? Because you quit sophomore year?
No, I ended up playing again junior, senior year. So I quit my sophomore year, but I ended up playing junior, senior year. I transferred from J. Sarah to El Toro High School, which is my home school. Just all my friends were there. My best friend was the quarterback, Trey Tinsley. He was like, hey, man, come play with us. Come home. And I was like, all right. And I put up some stupid numbers my senior year. I was Sam Darnold actually barely beat me out for Athlete of the Year. So that was pretty funny. But, so I had some stats my senior year. I just didn't – I mean, I'm a short white dude, man. You know, it is what it is. And wasn't getting a lot of love, and then got that walk-on opportunity and just kind of took it.
And then how was it when you stepped up to the big dogs?
Man, my first day of fall camp was eye-opening. I mean, I got to fall camp. I remember sitting on the bed of the Coach Leach from Washington State. He's at Mississippi State now, but he was my coach. He's known for being kind of crazy, right? So he takes us to this place called we go to Lewiston, Idaho, Lewis and Clark Junior College, right? That's where we stay. And he's like these little dorms, and it's like crazy, and it's kind of like Remember the Titans style. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so we're in these dorm rooms and stuff, and it's 100 degrees. I remember my first day, I was just like getting my ass kicked. I was on my scout team. One-on-ones were terrible. I remember calling my dad. I was like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. Like, these are grown men out here, man, you know, and I'm a little boy, and told me to stick through it. And then I earned a spot by I lied. I saw the special teams, and I wasn't making any of the travel roster. I'm like, fuck, man, I got to find a way to get on the field. So there was an open pretty much tryout for holding field goals.
Okay.
And I was like, and Mealy was like, because Mealy was my boy, he recruited me, and he was just like, hey, can you hold field goals? I'm like, fuck yeah, man, I can hold field goals. I can do that. I'm like, I held in high school, and I never held a field goal in my life. And I'm getting there, and I'm sitting down, I'm getting ready to hold, and the kicker's like, yo, bro, wrong knees up. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, I knew what I was doing, you know. And held the first field goal and never looked back, earned a spot, and then later that turned into returning a kick for 60 yards, my first touch, and then it just kind of started to spiral. It's a pretty tricky story. And it was funny because I go out there to get the kick because we're getting our ass kicked by Washington. And the next kid they put out there, the backup, he like took it like 10 yards and almost fumbled. And they're like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "Put me in, coach. Like I'll take that shit to the house." And he was like, "All right, fine, go get it." Like kind of pissed, we're getting our ass kicked. And I run out there, and I'm number 38 my freshman year, bro. A little white boy, 38, like this little fullback looking dude, right? Like I run out there, and Leach goes, "Who the hell is number 38?" As I'm running out to get the kick, man. And I took it 60 yards, solidified my spot as the punt returner, kicker returner. So after that, yeah.
How many more returns did you get that year?
So the next year, that was the last game. I started in the bowl game against Miami. Didn't have a ton of room to return anything. Then the following year, we opened the season. I had a punt return against Eastern Washington, got called back. And then against Cal, I returned the first punt return for a touchdown in over like 15 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty nutty. It was like to open the game up, sold out Martin Stadium.
Sick.
It was, I can't even. It was wild, man. And so I did that, and then I'm thinking, I'm going to get a scholarship, and then the money just never came, so that's when I had to transfer, and then started with Nevada. So.
Did you play 2 years for the Wolfpack?
Yep. So, yeah, Wolfpack, actually pretty crazy, too. So it's the air raid family, the offense that we ran, right? And so Hal Mummy and Coach Leach invented the air raid. And then Hal Mummy's son was the offensive coordinator at Nevada.
Okay.
So it stayed in the family. So they're like, hey, let's get you over to Nevada. And there was no bad blood. It was more like business, like, bro, I can't afford this. I need help. So, boom, they got me to Nevada. But the thing was, they didn't think I was going to actually get a scholarship there because we were playing them week 3, Washington State. So I was like, I'll see you guys week 3.
Yeah.
And then Washington State called me when I committed and said, hey, man, you want to come back? We got a scholarship for you, whatever number you want. And I was just kind of like, yeah, man, my best friend at the time, 200 Dale, he was like, hey, man, don't come back here, bro. Like, they're going to take you for granted. Like, go be a dude, bro. Go make your shit happen. So then I get to Nevada, and then my first game at Nevada, I'm having a really good game against Northwestern. Open the second half kickoff, I blow out my knee. So I'm just fucking battling, man. I'm just battling.
Was it from a tackle or just running?
Yeah, tackle.
Okay.
So it was grass, and I haven't played on grass in a long time. And even warm-ups, it was kind of sinky.
Yeah.
And I went to plant to cut back, and the kid hit me, but my foot stayed, and my kneecap just popped out. And all I can think about was, fuck, man, I'm not going to play Washington State, So I had surgery, missed that whole season. It was cool. They traveled me to Washington State, and I got like a little stand-to-know, and it was pretty cool that I walked in and got to see my boys. And so what was cool about that was just it made me find my love for football again. I got it taken away for a year. I had to go through rehab for 9 months. It was fucking brutal. You go into a dark place, man. And so that changed my life completely at that moment. And then came back my junior year, had a good season, and then
So how does that work at the college level when you get an injury like that? I mean, is there could they take your scholarship away or something?
Yeah, so there's stigmas about that kind of stuff, and I guess I don't really know. I've heard stories, right? But for the most part, I mean, they're pretty good about it. I think they honor it. I mean, I think you do sign a year contract pretty much for your scholarship, so it's yearly. Okay, so you have to earn it every year, but. With me, I got hurt, and getting hurt sucks, man. You don't feel part of the team. Mm-hmm. You have to go to the training room at like 5 a.m. every morning and like do these fucking exercises, and it's pretty brutal, man. And then you're just, like I said, they win, but you didn't do anything, and you're not traveling. It's just it's a really, really weird deal. That was my first time really ever being hurt, right? So it was a huge, reality check for me. I've never been in that situation. But then and then what's funny was, we had a freshman come in, and he was I was a starter at first, and then I got hurt. He came in, McLean Mannix, ended up being a freshman All-American. Wow. So that was my job, right? We were boys. So then it just it's life, man. You start battling with your boy, and then I came back my junior year. Me and him were like the 1-2 punch, was pretty cool. But it was just college football taught me a lot, man. Just being in that industry and seeing the business side of it and being on the field, it's just it's different world, man. It's a different world.
Where do you land on the whole conversation of, college players that should be getting paid or outside of scholarships and stuff? Where being in it and living that life, where do you land on that?
I guess I've never really spoke about college stuff, but I feel very strongly about the NCAA. I think there's a lot of bullshit that goes on.
Yeah.
I don't think they have players' backs. I think coaches come, some of them. There's a lot of great coaches out there. Yeah. There's some head guys that come to your table as an 18-year-old kid and sit here and tell you how they're going to take care of you, and then when shit hits the fan, they're nowhere to be found. I mean, I talked to my head coach. Ended my senior year on an injury. I was the captain my senior year. I was the guy. I was everything. I was there for media day to represent the team. I got hurt. I talked to him for the first time when I got back to pro day, which was over 2 years later.
Wow.
So I just think the players should be able to get paid. I think Johnny Manziel, if he didn't come from a family of money, and had all that, he could have made so much money off his name.
Sure.
And then he doesn't make it in the NFL or you get hurt.
Right.
And it's like, so now I have no money. So they use you. They use your. I mean, my face is on the side of Nevada Stadium.
Yeah.
And I don't get anything for that. So it's just kind of like, I think that they deserve to get paid. I think that if you're of that notoriety and you're legit famous in college, why should you not reap the benefits of that?
Right.
So I don't know. The NCAA is $1 billion business, and we get some cheap spaghetti with fucking meatballs for pregame meal, and people think that it's like this glorified lifestyle, and it's really not.
Yeah.
They don't really know the ins and outs of it.
Sure.
So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. With the uncertainty too after, like, just because you're a huge college guy doesn't mean you're making the NFL at all. You still have a 1% chance.
Well, I've had a lot of friends and myself personally. That's why I started the OGFY and the Uncommons. Like, you hit a point where you were at the top of a lifestyle. Like, my friend Hunter Dell, for example, had 26 Division I offers out of high school, and then comes to Washington State. Me and him started to get a little bit of notoriety as like our friendship. We had our own TV show in Pullman. It was pretty crazy. Like, you're at the top of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then you graduate, and it's like, okay, what the fuck do I do with my life now? You know what I mean? And it's
you're just back to normal guy mode.
Yeah, and it's not like, it's just weird because all you know is sports. Like, even like little things. Like, I never learned how to do anything besides play sports, and I think that's why I feel so strongly about college, because they didn't set me up for shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a business degree, but I learned more from Luke, who dropped out of college and started his own business, than I do for my business degree. So I just think a lot of shit, like, I want to get set up for life, and it's just kind of like, I feel like I wasted a little bit of time. I networked, I met people, I played, it was cool, but for the rest of my life, then, like, what now? You hit this what now moment. You know?
Yeah. So you've talked about, where you at with the pro ball game? I mean, are you feel like that's still reality? You can still maybe make a roster out there, or what's going on?
Have you had to work out with any team?
So I've had my fucking journey is just a story in itself. So after my senior season, I ended with 70 catches my junior season. I fucking balled out. I had a great season. And then I come back, it's funny. So my junior year, I was like, I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah.
Fucking balled out. Senior year, I'm like, oh, I'm locking in. I'm locking in. No drinking, none of this stuff. And then I ended all right. We had a freshman quarterback who Carson Strong he's a stud now, but he was a freshman at the time. We're playing in sold out Oregon stadiums. It's a lot for him. It's his first time leading a team. So the camaraderie wasn't there. It was just a weird deal, right? Had a shitty senior year. Ended it with actually here in San Diego State, grade 5 separation, tore my deltoid going across the middle. I caught the ball though. Held on to it.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Last catch ever. Held on to it. Ended my season that way. And then I was like, I'm going to hang it up, man. I've had 3 major injuries because I had my knee. Then the year after that, my junior year, I ended the bowl game with 4 broken ribs and a punctured lung. I've never been hurt before except when I got to Nevada.
From just getting blasted or
what? Just taking licks, man. Yeah. And then same thing, San Diego, hit my shoulder out. So I'm sitting in this fucking recliner chair, hating my life. And then Jordan Palmer called me, and the quarterback guru, and he was just like, hey, man, we got some guys training down here. If you want to come out, get some work, we could find a spot for you. I was like, bet. Yeah. So now out there, I'm training with Joe Burrow. I'm training with Chase Claypool is out there. All these big level guys, right? So I'm around just greatness all the time, and I'm learning a lot. So I'm in the bubble, and then I started to catch a little bit of buzz. It looked like, and then I got a couple calls that the Giants called me, and they're like, "Hey, we have 3 picks in the 7th round, man. Keep your phone on you." I'm like, "Oh, bet." So I watch with my family, and the 7th round's going. My phone's not ringing, and then Mr. Irrelevant comes up, and they had the Mr. Irrelevant pick, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I've been saying for years I'm going to be Mr. Irrelevant. Sitting there and my name's not called, and I'm just like, fuck, okay. I'm like, okay, my phone's going to ring after this free agent deal. Nothing, just crickets. And I'm sitting there with my family. I'm just like, it's embarrassing almost. You're just like, fucking reality hit fast. Like, oh, it's over. Like, what am I going to do right now? So I kept training for a year, had a couple CFL workouts with some people. I got in front of some stuff, did some camps, but I hit a point, man, where I was just tired of putting my future in the hands of others that couldn't see other tangibles on and off the field, in the sense of like being a leader, being a captain. All they care about is running a 4.4 to me. That's what I think, I think I could still play. I had an offer to go play pro indoor ball, but I shut it down to focus on business with my best friend. And he told me, he's like, man, we're going to hit a point with this business that those contracts are going to laugh at someday. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm in it. If we're in it, I'm in it. So like I said, I'm still training to see if Bill Belichick comes to his senses, play to be a Patriot. But
so that's the second time you said the Patriots. Is it just because they're like renowned to have the littler guy,
the white boys, man? Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman was my inspiration for a long time, man. And I had epiphanies, of playing with Danny Amendola and Edelman in the slot, Those are my boys, man. I don't know them, but we would party if we met. But yeah, so that would be a system that I think I'd fit well in. You know, just kind of the little true slot, option route oriented.
Yeah.
Dude, returning an opening kickoff in a big stadium. Pac-12? What was the biggest one you took an opening kickoff in?
It was at Martin Stadium at Washington State. So
home game
it's
versus Washington?
Home game versus Cal.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so
it
Cal
was
Bears. It was
lit.
nuts. It was a 7:30 p.m. game, bro. Everybody's wild after the tailgate.
That nervous feeling before.
Oh, fuck. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's because you're on an island as a punt returner. And people fucking hate
you're back there.
And I'm an adrenaline junkie. And at that point in my career, I'm like, fuck it. This is the only time I'm touching the ball. So I got to do something with it, you know? And so I remember what was pretty crazy about it is I'm a very big manifester visualization type guy.
Yeah.
And the whole week I'm just like, I'm taking one to the fucking crib. And he even called it that it was a middle return, and we're watching film all week and the middle's wide open, so we made a middle return. And I'm in the shower the morning before, and I'm pretending to be the announcer. I'm like, oh, it's 0-0, Cal goes 3 and out, you know. They put it to Kaleb Fossum. Oh, he's up the sideline. You know, I'm in the shower, like, saying as I'm, like, washing my hair. And it fucking happened, dude. And I was just like, I scored and I got up and I was just like, no flags. I was, like, freaking out. I was just like, what the fuck? And remember I sit down and my boy Keith, I'm on the bench, and he's like, hey, bro, go check your phone after this. And I'm like, what? And then my phone was just blown up, and it was great. It was life-changing, you know. And it was, at that moment, that was like solidified that I can do this, you know, on a big stage. And I mean, I hit that hole and I never looked back, man. And so it was awesome. I can't explain it. Yeah.
Dude,
phenomenal,
unreal.
man. Yeah.
Juice there.
Oh, fuck, dude. Piss was hot. Piss was hot, dude.
Hot.
And my boy Hunter sat down. He's like, hey, man, we're dope. And I'm like, are you even on the punt return team? He's like, nah, bro, whatever you do, I do, bro. We're best friends. I'm like, all right.
Dude, so sick, man. So, hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about the hair, okay? Yeah, I think
the fucking flow.
Looking back at your Instagram, it looked like it was longer before at one point.
Yes, yeah.
Hair in football, just how'd you start growing? Just break us down on the hair journey.
So I was a fucking fade every week type of guy, clean cut. You know, I loved it.
Crispy.
Thought I looked fresh. And then my girlfriend, because I'd get to stages where I'd let it go a little bit.
Yeah.
But I never knew that it could go back. You know what I mean? And I thought it would, like, I just never knew what my hair would look like, you know? And she's like, just grow it out and see what it looks like. And I'm like, fuck, all right. So she talked me into it. It's growing out. I hit those awkward stages. And I'm wearing hats all the time. I'm not sure about it. And then it just started to reach a point where it was going back. And it's starting to get a little wavy at the bottom. Started to curl. And I was like, fuck, I kind of like this. And then the football team was fucking with it too. And like I said, I got to represent us on media day. And so it was like the talk of like media day for me. Like they were just talking about my hair. Like, dude, your hair is like, and I'm like, this is a real thing, you know? And then I came across your guys' profile. I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like long-haired men, dude, let's ride. You know? So, dude, I loved it. And then, like I said, I had it super long during season. And then I was having just shitty games. Like I had like a 3-game series where I was just I just was not myself. I'm like, I gotta do something. Should I cut the hair? Yeah. And like, you know, superstitions and shit. So
just an easy one though too. Just cut the hair. That will do it.
And I cut it, and I immediately regretted it. Immediately regretted it, man. But yeah, so we're growing it back out again, and I fucking love it, man. I love it. It's funny because I used to say FOP was my phrase, and I always wanted to kind of start something with hair. It's called flow on point.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my little saying, like all through high school, like so like OGFY, the uncommons, a lot of shit that we say, like I just made up like in high school. So like FOP was kind of my shit, like flow's on point. You know, like so now I actually have flow. So
love that, dude. How have we never had that?
Dude, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's make it. Let's make it.
Shirt right now, dude.
Let's get
absolutely.
I love it.
Man, so I mean, you've mentioned the uncommons a lot. I want to just get into that a little bit because it sounds like you guys are just full go on this.
Yeah, man.
What are you trying to do exactly? What is the business?
Yeah.
Who's the market?
Yeah.
And how is hair involved in it?
How is it? Well, first of all, like it's inspiring coming to see, you know, like guys like you guys started up and all the stuff we talked about prior to the show. I mean, coming and seeing this and like the possibilities that it could lead. So, like we talked about, I started OGFY once quarantined it after the draft. That's kind of a fitness, motivational mindset type of thing. But OGFY, Operation Get Fucking Yoked, it's kind of in your face. If you don't, because it's like, what does OGFY mean? I just kind of felt like it was kind of pushing people away. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I want to dive in.
Yeah.
So Luke hit me up. Luke's like a back-end guru with websites and Shopify, like all that stuff. I'm more of like the front end, maybe content, and so we teamed up. He's like, let's do this thing. Let's do the OGFY podcast. So we started doing that. And then he's like, let's change the name. Let's make it more like family oriented, more open. So uncommon, like he said, is like his favorite word from David Goggins, right? So he's like, how about the uncommons? Like the S means like tribe, culture, like everybody, you're included. You are uncommon as fuck. And our whole deal behind it is, our mission statement right now is pretty much, I want to find the most uncommon people from all walks of life. I want to learn from them. I want to meet them, and I want to challenge them and the world and open up perspective. Because for me, I was born in this little Orange County bubble, a very blue-collared family. I mean, my parents grinded their ass off and did whatever they could for me. But I don't know shit about shit. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's our backyard, Coronado Beach. First time I've been there ever.
Yeah.
And I'm 24 years old, so I want to go see the world.
Yeah.
And I want to go meet fucking uncommon people and show culture, religion, and just kind of show how we're very, very similar in a way, and we're all connected. And so the Uncommons is more a media lifestyle type brand, and like we kind of like look at it like Red Bull, and they kind of happen to sell a product, but it's like, it's not extreme sports, but it's just kind of a lifestyle of the Uncommons. And OGFY is still going to be the mentality of it, because it doesn't necessarily mean fitness or just getting yoked. I just kind of feel like it means like do or die, or like we're doing this shit. You're giving 100% into it. It's authentic. It's an unwavering self-confidence like we talked about.
Yeah.
And just being uncommon as fuck. Like no one is like you in the world. You're yourself. You're authentic, and no one will ever be you. So
Love
it's kind of
that.
pulling that uncommon attitude out of everybody.
Yeah, man.
Dude, sick.
Thank
Phenom.
you. Appreciate
Love it.
Appreciate it.
And so the podcast, is there any other content creation? I mean, you guys clearly have, the camera, and you're doing some content here. What other stuff are you publishing, and is it on the Uncommons?
Yeah, so we're growing
the uncommons.co.
Yeah, .co for right now. Yeah.
/apparel.
Yeah, that
Check
is our
out some of those dope shirts,
Yeah.
dude. Really sick. We're gonna have to pick one of those up.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I'm interrupting you. Go on.
No, you're good. And I wanted to bring shit. We're through Printful right now. That startup life, man. I don't have anything.
Hey,
on
we got
me.
Printful too.
We're we do
Both
Printful.
these shirts are
Yeah,
Printful.
I love it, man. So we're gonna have to send you guys some gear, but yeah. So we're growing the Instagram, man. We're trying to get obviously more professional with it. We're doing vlogs. Like I said, my girlfriend does the photo videography. She's mini multi. She's awesome. She kills it. So we're doing vlogs. We're gonna do the podcast, video podcast. Like we said, like interviews, all kinds of shit. We're just trying to push content right now. Get this audience going. And then like we have connection with like all the NFL guys, athletics, and just different networking. We got our friend John Lindahl who signed a Logic's record label. Like we just have a wide variety of network, which is so cool. And we want to kind of dive into like days of the life of these people and kind of see what makes them tick and like the mindset. And so we're starting to dive into, like I said, I just pretty much got done playing. So now we're fully diving in and making these moves, and it's starting to catch a little bit of heat.
Sick.
So it's cool. Yeah.
Dude, love it.
Thank you.
Dude, that's
Thank
really
you.
badass. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, we started the long hairs when I was, I believe, 32 or 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are 24,
Yeah.
dude.
Yep.
And if you guys publish a blog post every week until you are 33 years old, you will be there.
I appreciate that.
And
No, that was
dude,
awesome.
in the beginning, no one reads it. You're going to get
Yeah.
5 readers, and then maybe
Shit.
12, and then
Yeah.
maybe 50, and all of a sudden you hit 100 email on your email list. Dude,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a kick return to the house every single time. In fact, that rarely happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
eventually, it's consistent, dude. You
Yes.
just keep that content, focus, and mindset.
Yeah.
Product and revenue can come later.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
building the audience, establishing your brand. You've mentioned a couple times you already have some core values established and a vision. Stick to that. Focus your content around the vision, and just all that matters is consistency. You do consistent content creation until you're 33.
Yeah. You're going to be way ahead of where we
ahead
were,
of
where we
where-
started. I mean,
it's
we started in our 30s. You're starting 10 years before we started.
fuck.
So imagine how much further you are going to be when you're our age now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 36. He's about to be 42.
I'm 39 and a half, thank you.
Just playing.
Robust.
But yeah,
39
so
and a
you
half.
have just a lot of field here
Yeah,
to
man.
run in. Something that it just goes along to what he's saying about breaking one. With the consistency and continuing to be consistent, you will have a few breakouts.
Oh, yeah.
And then those boost you and they take you to another level. They do a spike. And then things will be, like base hits. You'll have base hits for a month or 2 months. Then all of a sudden you got a triple,
Yeah.
and then bam, then you're hitting homers.
It's
couple of homers back to back, but then it quiets back down. But that's years and years adding up, and every time you get one of those big hitters, it changes everything.
And I think that's what's cool about having a sports background is I don't look for instant gratification. I don't want it now. I like the compound effect of small wins compiling over and over again. Like you said, the power of consistency is crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you're just consistent, I mean, even like what we do on Instagram, like we're just starting to be a little bit more consistent every day posting, and it grows, and it's like it's just so proving that this is what you're doing. It's not just a stage of
just
life.
focus on like what you're training with the body, the fitness and everything.
Yep.
That is all. I mean, that's the visual easy one that shows consistency.
Yeah,
you ain't getting jacked in a week. You know?
Yeah, exactly, man. It happens over time, and I think that's the best lesson that business and sports can fucking teach you is like just stay consistent, and if you're about it and it's passion, then keep rolling.
And you know what's funny, and just to tie it all back to hair, is every single thing we said comes with like growing your hair out too.
Literally, that's a cool it's an awesome metaphor straight up, because there's those awkward stages. It's the fuck should I do this? Like, and you just keep going, and then you love it, man. And it's your shit. It's your image. It's man, I love it. It's so cool.
Not seeing any benefit for at least a year or a year and a half
exactly.
before even just like the littlest shred of confidence.
A lot of struggle actually guaranteed for that first year.
A lot more struggle than there is benefit in reaping of any rewards whatsoever.
Rob Dyrdek calls it the valley of death, right? Like right when they hit market for the first year, it's like the valley of death, because you're just like fuck, like you're just waiting and like seeing where shit's gonna go, and you don't know, you know. It's crazy.
It's a scary time.
Hell
it's a scary time. But I mean, if you're just publishing content, it's one thing if you put down $20,000 for a purchase order on a product that you're not sure about yet.
Yeah.
But you start by creating the content and building your audience, and then you have a baked-in audience. By the time you launch a product or a service or a revenue-generating something a year down the road or 2 years down the road, now you've established an audience that cares enough about you to where even if
doesn't matter what you sell.
Right out of the gate, they're going to buy something from you just to support you because they're down for the content. And these guys always come in with the juice and fire. And we're gonna. That's what happened to us. Yeah. And since we launched Hair Ties for Guys, I think we sold 1 pack of hair ties a day.
Yeah.
Like
so
from the first day.
Cool.
$12 a day revenue. I'm telling you, we were raking it in.
Dude.
Compound, baby.
Yeah,
no, $12 turned into something, man. Well, that's what's so cool about you guys. And I didn't realize that you guys had Hair Ties a year after you guys started it.
Yeah,
that's amazing, you know, and I love it, man.
Zero revenue for a whole year, just not even $1 coming in the door.
Yeah.
And then the first thing we actually launched were the hats, the hard lids. And we probably bought like 30 or 50 or something. And as we were getting ready to launch our first product and make our first $1, we're like counting up, okay, we have like 50 hats or 30 hats. If we sell every single one of them on the first day for $29, then we're going to make like $2,500.
Yeah.
Like everyone's sitting on their computer waiting for us to launch these hats that we never even mentioned or talked about.
No one even knows they're coming.
And we sell like 2 hats on the first week or something. We're like, all right, this is going to be a longer burn.
I fucking love that though, man. But that's what's fucking awesome about the story, man. Like you're sitting here laughing about it now, and at the time you're like, fuck, you know, like that's your shit. And then you're looking now, like that's what's so inspirational. Like as soon as I walked into the warehouse, I was like, this is fucking dope. He's like, no, this isn't even it, man. We got another office. Like, fuck, what? Okay. Like, and it's cool, like from our point of view as a stand-up, like you guys were in our shoes at one point, you know, which is really fucking cool to like. And I'm a very big believer of, if you want to find something out, go to the source or go to somebody who's been through what you're going through or where you want to be.
Yeah.
That's kind of you guys. That's why I reached out, and I was like, dude, I fucking love this company and how you guys grew it, and it's awesome.
That's why you are on Let It Ride right now. So, dude, we have a media appearance in like 7 minutes, but we don't want to cut you short, and we want to ask, how can we support you? In other words, where can our audience link up? You mentioned theuncommons.co is the website. On Instagram, it's The Uncommons.
Yeah, it's The Uncommons with 2 underscores on IG. So The Uncommons with 2 underscores. And then I'm just at Kaleb Fossum, KLEBFOSSUM. And then that's Luke Bakkensteady, same thing, just Luke. I don't want to spell his last name. It's long.
Bakkensteady.
Yeah, Bakkensteady. But it's on The Uncommons. And then, theuncommons.co. Yep, so... we have a ton of apparel, man. Like I know you guys know how Printful is, man. I just get on there. I'm just trying to make shit. So yeah, man, just support. That'd be awesome.
Dude, sick. One more topic we cannot miss here, and you may or may not have heard already about the Great Cut 2024.
Okay.
Any familiarity?
Well, I've been seeing the posts, so we're growing our hair out till 2024.
Yes. So
Okay.
quick recap: 2019 at the Great Cut, we broke the Guinness World Record for the largest hair donation in history in a 24-hour period. 339 pounds of hair, over 3,000 individual haircuts.
Wow.
And we're doing it again in 2024.
And we're going for 10,000 haircuts.
Breaking your own record, baby.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
fucking
Totally.
get it.
Totally.
Okay. So do I have to cut it at a specific place?
At the
Yes, here
event,
in San
preferably.
Diego,
Okay.
at the
Yeah.
event.
Okay,
we're
I'm
all
there.
just ripping
I'm
off a
fucking there.
hailstorm of hair whips.
And you
I
don't have
love
to
it.
like shave it. It just enough
Okay.
to donate. So you
Okay.
could probably be shoulder length or
Oh,
something.
bet. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cool. I'm in there. I'm here.
Yeah.
Dude, the uncommons are in.
Oh, we're there. Hey, we're gonna look
Sick.
back. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a squad of like my new squad of just like all of our employees and how much we've grown, and we're gonna we'll sponsor the event. It's gonna be lit. Let's
Dude.
get it.
It's
Good.
on.
We'll be hitting you up for the sponsorship. Don't worry.
Hey, we'll pump you guys out. In the meantime, we'll get you some links and some posts, and hopefully our
appreciate it.
audience will get a chance to link up with you and follow along. You got some badass projects going on.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And continuously building the speed. That's great.
Appreciate it.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
thank you
Last
guys.
thing I got is just FOP.
FOP,
baby.
baby. Flow on point. Let's go.
It's coming. It's coming.
Caleb, you're the man, dude. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
coming on, amigo. Till next time.
El
Keep
Kike.
letting it ride. Oh, dude, El Kike.
El
Ah,
Kike.
El
damn
Kike.
it.
God damn
Where did
it.
that come from? Quick.
My Spanish class in like my freshman year, it was like, "What's your Spanish name?" I was like Kike, so I said El Kike.
Dude.
El Kike.
It's dope.
He
I
is
love
here,
Kike.
and he's putting the burners on.
House call.
All right, hey, we'll do it again soon, and hopefully go run some routes and whatever it takes.
We'll get Aaron Rodgers out there with us.
Yeah,
There we go.
Start zipping a
There we
few
go.
patterns.
Bet.
He is open, it sounds like.
Yeah, 24/7, 7-Eleven, baby.
He's an open guy.
All right. Well,
Hey,
that's
till
it.
next time, boys. Keep
Yep.
letting it ride.
Let it ride.
Soup.